Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, my subscribers on YouTube, peeps on Facebook, everybody at House of Nerdum, all the NFL fans around the world. It is the DOUG here once again for his NFL picks. Of course, it is week number 10 in the NFL today. So it's going to be interesting to see how I can keep doing. Now, of course, in week 9, I went 8-5. So another winning week by yours truly. And for the season so far, I am 85 in wins, 47 in losses, and 1 tie. Because the Bengals and Panthers can't win a fucking game in overtime. Yes, I'm still stained about that. Deal with it. But before we get to all that, let's talk about what's going on in the world of football, in the pros, and college. Now, of course, a few things I want to discuss from college. Maryland Terrapins, you upsetted me. Now, of course, that's my mom's team, and I'm happy they won. But you really could have shook the hand of Penn State. You know, that looked childish. I know there's a rivalry between you two, but come on, don't act like a child. Man up. Now, of course, the college football rankings will be coming out very soon. For the playoff rankings, the AP poll came out, but as we know, the AP poll does not matter anymore. But since we know they're going to be changing week to week for the playoff picture, I'll be doing the same thing, picking my 4 as well every Tuesday and or Wednesday. So let's get that out of the way. As far as for the first two, they're going to stay the same. Mississippi State and Florida State, I think, will stay up there. And I think Auburn will stay there as well, because they did win. So that begs the question now, who would be the 4th team? I have to go with Oregon. They're 8-1. If you're going to base the things on wins and losses, Oregon has to get it. If you put in Alabama, TCU, or Michigan State, or hell, even my Fighting Irish, there will be a problem, or even Kansas State. You have to put the team with the better record. Now, granted, like I said last week, I would put Marshall ahead in the 4th spot, but I already know Marshall would not even get close to the fucking top 25 in this playoff ranking system. So I'm not going to even worry about that. Alright, moving on to the games from week 9 before we get ready to go to week 10 and take a look at the standings. So let's go back to week 9, shall we? The Saints defeated the Panthers 28-14, and Saints are now in, believe it or not, first place in the terrible NFC South, because the NFC South is the worst fucking division in football this year. On the Sunday games, my Cowboys unfortunately lost to the Cardinals 28-17, knocking the Cowboys out of first place in the unfortunately in the East, but Dallas still holds the 5th seed for the moment. I will say congratulations to the Arizona Cardinals. We'll get back to them in a little bit. The Browns were able to hold off the Buccaneers, who are making a comeback, 22-17. The Eagles, without Nick Foles, were able to defeat the Texans 31-21. We will come back to the Eagles. The Chiefs pretty much raped the New York Jets 24-10, and apparently nobody wants to play for the Jets. I can't blame them. Jacksonville tried their best, but unfortunately Cincinnati proved to be too much in the end, as the Bengals won 33-23. Over in Miami, probably the biggest shocker of the week, the Miami Dolphins not only beat the Chargers, they shut them out 37-0. Holy crap! The Vikings defeated the Redskins 29-26, ending any shot at the Redskins making the playoffs. We will come back to that, because there's a few things I want to discuss there. The Rams shocked the world by beating the 49ers 13-10 and pretty much helping Arizona in their division. The Broncos would get destroyed by the Patriots 43-21. The Seahawks would hold off a surprising Oakland Raiders 30-24. And of course, Sunday night, the Steelers with Big Ben would pretty much rape the Ravens. We will be going back to that game. And of course, lastly but not least, last night, Andrew Luck and the coach were able to bounce back and defeat the Giants 40-24. Now let's get to a few things. First, the Cardinals. They're going to be the best surprising team this year. 7-1. No one had that, by the way. If anybody says they had the Cardinals being 7-1, the best team in the NFL and first seed in the NFC, I am calling your bluff. I will say this, congratulations to the Cardinals, because at this point, with the way the West is looking, you will probably win the West very easily, which is very weird, and they could become the first team to host the Super Bowl when it's in their stadium. It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on that, but I do tip my hat to Arizona. They don't win big with points, but they win with style, they win with defense. That's impressive to me. That's impressive. Dallas, please God, don't let Braden Whedon be starting this week. Let it be Tony Romo. Moving on. The Eagles. Alright, as we know, Mark Sanchez will be starting probably for the next few games with Nick Foles being out. We don't know how long he will be. Guaranteed he will probably miss the next game, which is against Carolina, and maybe even the Week 11 game. He might be back for Week 12. We can't say he won't need surgery, but we don't know how long he's going to be out. They're not saying, so it will be interesting to see what happens here. I will be paying attention to this, since they are my rival. It will be interesting to see what happens here. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, moving on. By the way, Nick Foles, please get better. San Diego, what the hell happened? You know, everyone was like, oh, San Diego's going to be in the playoffs. Phillip Rivers is going to be MVP. And then the Chargers decided to kick the bucket. Somebody should send Thor down to San Diego to wake them the fuck up, you know. Just saying. Alright, time to get to the two games that everybody's been going cuckoo about. So let's go with the Redskins and Vikings. Now, what astonishes me is this. The Redskins had a shot to do something here. Now, of course, it was 4th and 6. I cannot, the Redskins just did not play well. The problem is, and what hurt them was penalties to a certain extent. Also, to be honest, I think it was the wrong decision to put RG3 in the game. I don't know whose decision that was, but I think it was bad. And I'm not saying, excuse me, Coca-Cola. I'm not saying RG3 is a bad quarterback, but to me, it made more sense to put the guy who got you the biggest win of your season so far, Colt McCoy, who beat the Cowboys. I would have played him against the Vikings, and you have the Redskins, who could have won with Colt McCoy. Now we'll never know. Because now it's pretty much this. Redskins are 3-6. You're 4th in the NFC East. And your schedule is Tampa, then San Francisco, Indianapolis, St. Louis, New York, Philly, and Dallas. I gotta say this. I think the Redskins are done. You're 3-6. Yeah, you got the bye week, but I mean, come on. Week 11, okay, that should be a win. But then you're at San Francisco and at Indianapolis. Those two will be difficult. Then you're at home against the Rams. Okay. Yeah, I can't tell how the Rams are playing because half the time they show up and half the time they don't. So that's a coin flip. Then it's New York, Philly, and Dallas. Who, by the way, if we go back, you lost to Philly, you lost to the Giants, and the only reason you beat Dallas is because you're Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy had the best game of his life. You know, and after this season's over, the question's going to be, who's going to be the quarterback for next season? Because at this point, I think you got to start realizing you don't know who the quarterback's going to be. And I think them not starting Colt McCoy against the Vikings is what's going to prove to be the Redskins not making the playoffs. I hate to say that, Redskin guys. I hate to say it, but it's true. It is true. All right. Moving on. Mr. Goodrich, your 49ers. Yeah, you know I was coming after these guys today. And don't worry, Andrew. I'll be getting to you in a little bit. Your Steelers will be getting something good from me in a minute. So enjoy that while it lasts. 49ers. Okay, there was a lot of bad officiating, and I will agree with that. The so-called non-safety, which it was a safety, and even Little Richard would have been able to tell you that was a safety. Now, of course, the touchdown that Colin Kaepernick that he fumbled on. My thing is this, that is a judgment call, because you could technically say the touchdown, he could have made it if you looked from behind, but there was too much in pile. But at the same token, here's my problem. It is about, I don't know. Let's see. I think there's, less than 10 seconds left? Yeah, you were pretty much 3rd and 1. 9 seconds left. Can somebody tell me why you did not just kick the 3 to win, to tie the game and send it into overtime? Yes, I know you play to win the game, people. But if there's only 9 seconds, this is why you kick the fucking 3. In case you fumble the ball. In case it's intercepted. This was pretty much bad coaching decision on this part. Why, yes, it should have been called a touchdown to a certain extent. But if you're going to fumble it, that's your own stupidity. You should have kicked the 3. As a matter of fact, if you're going to run it, you got it. You got one of the best running backs in the NFL, Mr. Goa, and you don't use him. Use Kaepernick. Really? Really? That was a stupid decision. Right? To be honest, why I say congratulations to the Rams again, the upset win. But come on. That was such an embarrassment by the Niners. You should have kicked the 3. You didn't. I blame the coach for the majority why the Niners lost in the end, because you didn't kick the 3. Now, if you would have had a timeout, okay, fine, I could understand. But come on. Really? Really? You should have fucking goddamn kicked the 3 points. You dumb motherfuckers. And that's the best way I'm putting it. So there's that, Mr. Goodrich. You knew I was calling him out. Don't be too mad at me. So, moving on. Ravens game. Ravens and Steelers. Alright. Now, I'm only going to call it the officiating on this. The Brown, who blatantly pushed the Ravens defender down. Yeah, that should have been called a flag. Refs didn't. That was crap. We all know it. Even the Steelers fans would have to admit that. So, Andrew, there's the bad thing. Good thing is, Steelers, you did win. Now, I will say this. Suggs. What you did tackling after the play was over, that was classless. That was not class. You know, and if I was the coach, I would have benched you. But for whatever reason, they didn't. So I'm not going to worry about it. But that was, you're going to get fined. If he does not get fined, I will be shocked. So yeah, no, I'm just very, very shocked by all that. So yeah. Andrew, congratulations. Ooh. Yeah, Steelers are right now in the playoffs if it would have happened this week. So good job for you, Andrew. Alright, let's talk about those playoff seedings right now, because I already posted them up on Sunday. But just to go over a quick recap, by the way, if you do not follow me on Facebook, please go look for Baraka. The Arizona Cardinals are the #1 seed in the NFC, and they overall the best football team at 7-1. They control their own destiny. They could have the NFC West title locked up by week 15, give or take. The second seed is the Detroit Lions at 6-2. They control the North right now, with the Packers having a bye this week and being 5-3. Now, the Lions are the second seed because they won the tiebreaker over the Philadelphia Eagles based on best win percentage in conference games. Third would be the Philadelphia Eagles, 6-2, and then fourth would be the 4-4 New Orleans Saints. The two wildcard teams right now are the Dallas Cowboys at 6-3 and the Seattle Seahawks at 5-3. Green Bay 5-3 outside looking in. 49ers are 4-4. Minnesota is 4-5. They're on the outside looking in. Carolina can still win the South, which I'm going to get to the South in a minute. Chicago, they would need help to win the North to even get to the wild card at this point. Same with the Rams and Giants because they're 3-5. Tampa's out, Atlanta's out, Redskins are out. At this point, I think you may as well just count out the Giants, St. Louis, and Chicago. They're not. If they do make it, I will be shocked, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now back to the NFC South. That has to be the worst division in fucking football this year because when you got Green Bay, who's got a better record than the New Orleans Saints at the moment, and there's a possibility that when we get to the end of the year, the Packers could have the better record but miss the playoffs, but Saints could have a shit-ass record. I would not be surprised if the Saints could be 9-7 and win the South. What upset me about that is, I'm sorry, why, yes, I know, if you win your conference, you're going to the playoffs. I think there should be a rule instated. if you win your conference, you have to have a better record than a team on the outside looking in. Because if, let's say, the seventh seed has actually got a better record, then they go in. At least that would be me. That would make more sense, you know. Avoid the, you actually have to be above 500 or something. Make that rule, you know. None of this, oh, just win the conference. Stupid. So yeah, that's the NFC. AFC, Patriots are number 1, followed by Denver in the 2nd. Cincinnati's in the 3rd seed because of that wonderful fucking tie against the Panthers. That's why Pittsburgh, you're not the 3rd seed. Colts are the 4th seed, and then of course rounding out the top 5 and 6, Pittsburgh is in 5th. Kansas City is 6th. Now the AFC has more teams in the hunt, which is weird. Cleveland 5 and 3, they're the 7th. They're outside looking in. Buffalo 5 and 3, outside looking in. Miami, same thing, 5 and 3. Outside looking in. San Diego's not out of it yet either because they're 5 and 4. Same with Baltimore, 5 and 4. And then Houston's 4 and 5. Texans are not out of it yet, but they need to start winning games and getting help. This point, the Titans, Jets, Jaguars, and Oakland, they're done. They're not doing anything. So yeah. So pretty much at this point, if you're, as far as I'm concerned, Bears, Rams, Giants, Redskins, Falcons, Buccaneers, Titans, Jets, Jaguars, or the Oakland Raiders, yeah. Good luck next season. Good luck in the draft. Alright, let's get to these picks. Of course, Thursday night, we start off with the Cleveland Browns traveling to WKRP in Cincinnati. It would be the Bengals at home. Now, this is not only a rivalry game, but B, a game that I guarantee everyone thought was going to suck. Because we all joked around during the preseason that Cleveland's going to suck. But Cleveland's been playing great football. Okay? The AFC North is astounding right now because all 4 teams are above 500. And this was a hard pick. You know, if it would have been before the season, I'd say Cincinnati easy. But I'm a little worried here because the game for both, not a quick rest for both. You can't. There's really no home field advantage in this one because it's in Ohio. Both teams are from Ohio. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals though. Out of the 5 home games they'll have, they're 4-0-1. Browns have not been good on the road this year, so I'm gonna take Bengals. I think it's gonna be a close game. Bengals will win though. Moving on to the Sunday games. Chiefs and the Bills. I am taking the Chiefs on this one. Both teams are playing very well, and to me, this was a coin flip. One of the better early games of the day. Hard pick here because I actually do like the Bills' defense. But I'm going to take the Chiefs there. I prefer Alex Smith over Kyle Orton, and I just like the head coach of the Chiefs more. And you know, granted, like I said, the Bills are having a Cinderella season right now, and I'm proud of them for that because there's a lot of things going on before the season started. But I do say congratulations. I do wish them luck because them and the Dolphins are the only 2 keeping in pace with the Patriots because God knows the Jets can't show up. Moving on, we head to Detroit where the Dolphins will be traveling to take on the Lions. Now, this one's another coin flip because Dolphins are good on the road. Lions are good at home. And we just saw the Dolphins destroy the Chargers. Unfortunately, Dolphins fans, you're probably going to hate me for this, but I'm taking the Lions on this one. Matthew Stafford is just a way better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill. And I think if the Lions do lose, it would be an embarrassment for Detroit. And I'm only saying that because of this. I don't trust the Dolphins. And I'm being honest. What the Dolphins are doing are nice, yes, but I don't trust them. Of the teams in the AFC that are in the hunt, I don't trust them. They're probably the one I don't trust the most. And that's only because it's Miami. Miami's not known for being good the last few seasons, just saying. By the way, before I continue, as a reminder, the Colts, Vikings, Patriots, Chargers, Redskins, and the Texans have a bye this week. So, if you have them on your fantasy team, please go take care of that after this video. Moving on. We head to London, jolly old England, as the Dallas Cowboys will be taking on the 1-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Dallas has been good. You know I'm taking the Cowboys here. That's pretty much obvious. I'm taking the Cowboys to beat the Jaguars. You know me. I'm going to pick my team to win every time. Granted, I still can't believe in Madden that the Jaguars fucking won. Granted, let's be honest here in Madden, for some reason, the Jaguars can be the best fucking team in the world, and in real life they can suck. No offense. Now, like I said, this game is in London, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Of course, Dallas fans are hoping Tony Romo starts, because if it's Brandon Weeden, we're going to be smacking our heads upside with trumpets and tea kettles. Hopefully the Cowboys can win. We've been great on the road. I'm hoping we can win. I do wish the Cowboys luck. It is a game in London. There's really no home field advantage on this one. Dallas, just don't play like you did the last 2 weeks, okay? You got the bye week in week 11. Be 7-3, okay? Please be 7-3, or else we are in trouble. Moving on, the 49ers take on the New Orleans Saints. Saints are at home this year. They have not lost at home. Sorry, Mr. Goodrich. I am taking the Saints to win at home. Niners looked terrible in that game against the Rams. And I mean terrible. Just terrible. The Saints don't have a defense, you know. So it's pretty much coming down to my humble opinion. Who do you like as quarterback? And I would rather have Drew Brees any day of the week over Kaepernick. So I'm taking Drew Brees and that arm of his, baby. Moving on to Baltimore. The Titans will be taking on the Ravens. I am taking the Ravens in this one. The 3-1 at home. Titans have only won one game on the road this year. I can't even tell. I don't even know who's the starting fucking quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. Okay, and I don't mean to sound like I'm an asshole, but can anybody name the Titans quarterback? No. Moving on. Ravens, you should have an easy game here. Should. But this is a trap game. One of the two trap games early. Because, well, we know the other one is Cowboys and Jaguars. That's a trap game. Winning over it. So is the Ravens and Titans. Speaking of another trap game, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to New York to take on the Jets. Yes, Andrew, I'm picking the Steelers. Man, remind people, though, when I pick the Steelers, they usually lose. So if they lose, don't blame me. Blame your team. I'm taking the Steelers in this one. Big Ben's been playing well. Jets suck, okay? I'm sorry. Even if you hate the Steelers, you gotta pick the Steelers on this one. Because if anybody picks the Jets, you must be smoking crack. Because nobody on God's green earth is gonna take the Jets on this one. I don't even think the devil would take the Jets. He's like, yeah. I know what the devil would say. Somebody said, devil, can you have the Jets win? He's like, yeah, not even I have that kind of power. Jets will not win this game. Steelers will win. Sorry, Jets, you suck. Moving on to what will be the worst game of the week. Falcons and Buccaneers. All right. You heard me talk about the Bengals and Browns, Chiefs and Bills, Lions and Dolphins. How those games are hard to pick because they're good. This game, on the other hand, good golly, for the love of Christ, both teams suck. Buccaneers have not won at home. They're 0-4. Falcons, they have not won a road game this year, so something's going to give here. Either Falcons are finally going to win one on the road, or Buccaneers are finally going to win one at home. I'm taking the Falcons. This is a toss-up to me. You could pick the Buccaneers and you could win. That's how bad these two teams are. And that's sad because Atlanta's got great talent. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing this year. So I'm taking the Falcons. Do I feel confident in it? Nope. No, I do not. At all. Okay, Broncos and Raiders. I'm taking the Broncos. I'm sorry. Raiders suck. Broncos are coming off a bad loss. They're going to want payback. Peyton Manning's probably going to get 8 or 9 touchdowns in this game. The only thing I can say in the Raiders can help them, Broncos have only won one game on the road this year. I'll be back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Where was I? Sorry, somebody was at the door. I apologize for that. I had to leave that in. Yeah, Broncos will win. Raiders stink. But the only benefit for the Raiders is the Broncos are not a good road team, as they only won one road game this year. Moving on to Arizona, the Cardinals will take on the Rams. I am taking the Cardinals on this one. Well, yes, what the Rams have been doing are impressive, but yeah, Cardinals better team. This is a track game, by the way, but I'm taking the Cardinals. Last but certainly not least, well, we got 3 games left. The New York Giants travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, and either I'm being nuts, I've had too much beer to drink, or I'm just playing cuckoo in the head. I am taking the New York Giants in an upset to win on the road against the Seahawks. Seahawks have not been playing good. We almost saw that they blew it against Oakland. And while yes, Seattle has been up and down this year, and if the Giants need to watch how the Dallas Cowboys beat the Seahawks when Dallas was in Seattle. That's the key plan here. I know it's weird, but the Giants will win an upset pick. Moving on to the Sunday game, I have the Packers taking on the Bears. I have the Packers winning this one. Green Bay's just a better team. The Chicago Bears, there's too many chefs in the kitchen, too many arguments, too many egos. Bears are self-destructed. Go Packers. Last but not least, Monday night, Eagles take on the Panthers. I'm taking the Eagles on this one. I don't have faith in Mark Sanchez, but lucky for him, he's taking on a Panthers team that stinks. So my picks for this week, just one more time: Bengals, Chiefs, Lions, Cowboys, Saints, Ravens, Steelers, Falcons, Broncos, Cardinals, Giants, Packers, and Eagles. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree? I will see you next time for week number 11. Till then, good luck to your teams, and I will see you next time, folks. Woo!